Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversations Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this hump day. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be part of my conversation with best-selling author Pele Hunkin discussing her book, Heart of a Warrior. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In national news, Democrats beat Trump-backed GOP candidates in liberal states. Democrats easily repel Republicans backed by former President Donald Trump in several left-leaning states on Tuesday, while tougher tests that could decide control of Congress and the future of Joe Biden's presidency awaited in more competitive territory. Despite their liberal history, states like Massachusetts, Maryland, and Illinois have elected moderate Republican governors in the past, but the Republicans this year appear to be too conservative in these states, handing Democrats easy victories in midterm elections that could otherwise prove difficult for the party. Massachusetts and Maryland also saw historic firsts. Democrat Maura Healey became the first woman elected as Massachusetts governor, and Wes Moore became the first black governor of Maryland. In Florida, a one-time battleground that has become increasingly Republican, Governor DeSantis won a second term, defeating Democratic challenger Charlie Crist, a former congressman. DeSantis won Miami-Dade County, once a Democratic stronghold, in a victory that continues his rise as a national Republican star as he eyes a possible 2024 White House run. Florida Senator Marco Rubio also won re-election, fending off a challenge from Democrat Val Demings. The outcome of races for House and Senate will determine the future of Biden's agenda and serve as a referendum on his administration as the nation reels from record-high inflation and concerns over the direction of the country. Republican control of the House would likely trigger a round of investigations into Biden and his family, while a GOP Senate takeover would hobble Biden's ability to make judicial appointments. Democrats were facing historic headwinds. The party in power almost always suffers losses in the president's first midterm elections, but Democrats have been hoping that anger from the Supreme Court's decisions might energize their voters to buck historic trends. Even Biden, who planned to watch their evening results at the White House, said Monday night that he thought his party would keep the Senate, but the House was tougher. As how that would make governing, his assessment was stark. More difficult, he said. Republicans were betting that messaging focused on the economy, gas prices, and crime would resonate with voters at a time of soaring inflation and rising crime. In a related story, the Associated Press says Biden's next 2 years changes afoot whatever midterms bring. Joe Biden's record is on the ballot even if his name wasn't this week, and no matter what the midterm elections bring, says the Associated Press, his presidency is set for profound changes. In public, Biden professed optimism to the end, telling Democratic state party officials on election eve they were going to surprise the living devil out of people. In private, though, White House aides have been drawing up contingencies should Republicans take control of one or both chambers of Congress, a scenario Biden has said will make his life more difficult. Regardless of the outcome, says the Associated Press, the votes will help reshape the balance of Biden's term after an ambitious first 2 years and will reorder his White House priorities. In entertainment news, Jeff Cook, co-founder of the country band Alabama, dies at 73. Guitarist Jeff Cook, who co-founded the country group Alabama and steered them up the chart with such hits as The Song of the South and Dixieland Delight, has died. Cook had Parkinson's disease and disclosed his diagnosis in 2017. He died Tuesday at his home in Florida, said Don Murray, a representative for the band. Tributes poured in from country stars, including Travis Tritt, who called Cook a great man and one heck of a bass fisherman. And James Aldean, who tweeted, "I got a chance to perform with him multiple times over the years, and I will never forget it." Cal Young, CEO of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, added, "Everything he did was rooted in his deep love of music, a love he shared with millions." And finally, in business news, Wall Street rises ahead of election results and inflation data. Election day brought another rise for Wall Street, with stocks climbing Tuesday for a third straight day. The S&P 500 rose 21 points, or 0.6%, to 3,828, though it flipped between an even bigger gain and a modest loss to get there. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 334 points, or 1%, to 33,161, and the Nasdaq Composite gained 52 points, or 0.5%, to rise to 10,616. Stocks are also moving on corporate profit reports as earnings season enters its tail end. Take-Two Interactive sank 14% after reporting weaker results for the latest quarter than expected. Shares of company entwined with the cryptocurrency economy also fell sharply, with Coinbase Global losing 11% and Robinhood Markets falling 19%. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. God so loved the world that he sent the gift of his Son. His Son so loved you that he gave up his earthly life to free you. Today you can love yourself and others because you know that you were first loved. Do not ever let anyone or anything make you doubt that you are worthy of love. It all began with God, and God is love. Have an amazing Wednesday. Best-selling author Pele Hunkin is featured today's Entertainment Spotlight. We're here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Pele Hunkin joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her best-selling book, Heart of a Warrior. Here's a bit of our conversation. Pele, thank you so much for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Cyrus. I'm so humbled, honored, and I'm just truly blessed to be here, to be back. And I just want to say thank you. I just want to say talofa to everyone who's listening in. Talofa is hello in my Samoan language, and I'm so honored. I'm so excited to be able to share what God has done for me, because I want you to know that he can do the same for you.
Yeah. And let's talk about what he's done for you, Pele, especially this year, because this has been an extraordinary year for you. You've won a lot of accolades. As I mentioned, you have another best-selling book with Heart of a Warrior. What has it been like for you to kind of take some time? I know it's difficult. I have the same problem, so I totally understand. We don't take as much time as we need to. But what has it been like for you to kind of stop, take a breath, and kind of reflect on all that's happened this year?
Whew, man, Well, first off, I always want to give God all the honor, praise, and glory, because I know for a fact, if it weren't for his love, mercy, and grace, I don't know where I would be. And that's where I always want to start. And yes, this year, I don't know what to say about this year, but it has been amazing. Like, I am so grateful to how God has kept me, to how God has brought me through, this far in life. And to be a 9-time, best-selling author, because I've co-authored 8 books, and, to be the author of my own, Heart of a Warrior, The Humble Journey of a Samoan Warrior, it has been a blessing. And to be named the Ruby Girl 2022 of this year, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm excited, I'm grateful, and I even met my mentor.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. But better get on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let us go make it a great one.